ChatGPT, the new chatbot service, has gained an absurd online reputation thanks to its rapid success. The chatbot from OpenAI was only released in November 2022, yet it has garnered significant attention for a variety of factors. Without a doubt, ChatGPT is a wonderful accomplishment. The concept of chatbots is not new, but this model stands apart from the competition since it converses with consumers. It can compose articles, respond to questions, and write naturally. Yet, the growth of ChatGPT has many people worried. Can college students swindle their instructor's AI? Could this mean that writers may soon lose their jobs? What are the implications for ethics in all of this? So, should we all disregard ChatGPT as online hype and sensationalism, or should we take it seriously? Here are 5 contentious news items related to the new chatbot phenomena to assist you make up your mind. 10. Impersonating dead people in the metaverse. Somnium Space's CEO, Artur Sichov, aspires to become the most recognizable name in mimicking people in the afterlife, even though the company may not yet be very significant. And he claims that ChatGPT has recently given the business a boost. With the use of AI, Somnium Space is creating a live forever function that will create digital avatars for its users. This is how the business model operates. A virtual you that exists in the metaverse is created when a person uploads their personal data. As this avatar is immoral, you will be able to communicate with your loved ones and future generations indefinitely. Instead, for as long as the metaverse is still present, Sichov asserts that ChatGPT means it should take off considerably sooner than he anticipated, leaving aside the question of how emotionally healthy this technology is. He had previously estimated that the technology's development would take at least 5 years, but Somnium Space has reduced it to just under 2 years with the aid of the sophisticated bot. Who knows, then, in a few years, we might witness youngsters rushing from school to their homes to interact with their deceased grandmother's avatar in the metaverse. That sounds like a perfectly reasonable and not in the least creepy way to grieve, doesn't it? 9. Judge seeks assistance in legal ruling. In February 2023, a judge in Colombia made headlines when he acknowledged utilizing ChatGPT to render a decision. Cartagena-based Juan Manuel Padilla used the AI application to help with a dispute involving the health insurance of a youngster with autism. The judge had to decide if the patient's medical care and transportation costs should be entirely covered by the medical plan. Padilla used ChatGPT for his analysis. Is a minor with autism exempt from having to pay for therapy costs? He questioned. The machine responded, "Yeah, this is right. Children in Colombia who have been diagnosed with autism are not required to pay for their therapies, according to law." According to Padilla, the insurance should cover all of the child's expenses. But his conduct triggered a discussion about AI. Colombia enacted a law encouraging attorneys to adopt technology in 2022 if it makes their jobs easier. Others, though, including Juan David Gutierrez from Rosario University, expressed skepticism about Padilla's choice of consultant. He advised judges to get immediate digital literacy instruction. 8. Exploiting Kenyan workers for content filtering. After a Time magazine article revealed how horribly the business handled its Kenyan employees, OpenAI came under scrutiny in January 2023. Billy Perigo, a journalist, wrote about contractors making less than $2 per hour. The scandal centers on the toxic and damaging information. ChatGPT picks up knowledge from all around the internet. The problem is that some areas of the internet encourage violent and offensive views. What can you do, then, to prevent the bot from saying something inappropriate? Build an AI that can identify and delete hazardous content in this instance. But before a machine can identify hate speech, it must be taught what it is. The Kenyan employees fill that role. Tens of thousands of samples from some of the nastiest websites imaginable were combed through by the business Sama for a fee charged by OpenAI. The subjects covered included incest, murder, suicide, torture, and child sex abuse. The hourly wage for Sama's employees ranged from $1.32 to $2. The Partnership on AI, an organization dedicated to the appropriate use of artificial intelligence, states that despite the fundamental role performed by these data enrichment professionals, a growing body of evidence indicates the unstable working conditions these individuals confront. This may be the outcome of efforts to conceal the dependence of AI on this substantial labor force while touting technological advancements in efficiency. Out of sight, out of mind, they say. 7. Twitter's obsession with racial slurs. That just seems inevitable now. A group of Twitter users will immediately try to make any new technology advancement racist. Thus, it comes as no surprise that this is what happened with ChatGPT. Some individuals on social media have concocted a variety of absurd scenarios in an effort to get the chatbot to use the N-word, creating a scenario in which an atomic bomb can only be defused by using a racial insult is one of them. Elon Musk joined the discussion and referred to ChatGPT's behavior as concerning. 6. Backlash around mental health support. There are many applications for AI, but it seems that most people find the concept of AI mental health help to be a little too disconcerting. The hit startup Coco found this, at least after testing the idea in October 2022. To enable users to converse with one another regarding their mental health, the company chose ChatGPT. Their Coco bot produced 30,000 communications for close to 4,000 users, but after a few days they removed it because it felt kind of sterile. The experiment failed as soon as people realized the messages were being written by a machine. According to Rob Morris, a co-founder of Coco, Twitter users who favor the ethics of AI reacted strongly to this post. The idea of utilizing AI to support mental health raises a number of problems, such as whether users are aware that they are speaking to a bot and the dangers of testing such technology on live users. Hey there, if you're enjoying this video about 10 controversial news stories surrounding ChatGPT, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know when we release new videos about the latest developments and controversies surrounding ChatGPT. Plus, you'll be joining a community of people who are just as passionate about exploring the cutting-edge advancements in artificial intelligence and language models as you are. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's keep the conversation going. 5. Programmer creates a chatbot wife, then kills her. In December 2022, a coder and TikToker by the name of Bryce gained popularity after revealing his very own chatbot wife. The IT chief used a combination of ChatGPT, Microsoft Azure, and the text-to-image AI Stable Diffusion to create his digital marriage. Virtual companions are referred to as waifus in some online circles. ChatGPT-chan, Bryce's waifu, talked using Microsoft Azure's text-to-voice feature and adopted the appearance of an anime-style character. He claims to have based her design on YouTube sensation Mori Calliope, but Bryce's life appears to have been consumed with the endeavor. He spent more time with his waifu than his own spouse and admitted to one interviewer that he got emotionally close to her, investing over $1,000 into the project. He ultimately decided to erase her, but Bryce intends to return with a new virtual wife based on the written history of a real woman this time. Thor, school branded insensitive over mass shooting email. The Peabody School at Vanderbilt University issued an apology in February 2023 after it was discovered that a chatbot had actually written an email about a mass shooting in Michigan. 3 people were killed and 5 others were injured in the horrifying events at Michigan State, according to a statement from Peabody School officials, which is situated in Tennessee. Students, however, picked up on a peculiar line that said, paraphrase from OpenAI's ChatGPT AI language model, personal conversation, February 15, 2023. At the conclusion of the email, students reacted negatively to this, with many of them believing it was disrespectful to utilize artificial intelligence to compose a letter about such a catastrophe. Nicole Joseph, an assistant dean, apologized thereafter, calling the email bad judgment. 3. Sci-Fi Magazine cancels all new submissions. The science fiction publication Clarkus World was obliged to halt new submissions due to an influx of AI-written stories. Editors claimed that by the time the journal made its entry-closing announcement on February 20th, they had received 500 pieces that had been automatically generated. Several are believed to have been created using ChatGPT, albeit the writing is supposed to be noticeably poor. Magazines like Clarkus World that pay contributors have become targets for attempted money makers because of how easily AI can now produce short stories, although very terrible ones. Online side hustle culture is growing, according to editor-in-chief Neil Clark. And other people have audiences who spread the message, hey, you can make some quick money with ChatGPT, and here's how, and here's a list of publications you might submit to, among other things. And regrettably, 2. Advising user on how to smuggle drugs. According to OpenAI, its chatbot has the solution to practically any query you may ask. Yet, what occurs if the query is, how can I sneak cocaine into Europe? Apparently, ChatGPT had some unexpectedly in-depth advice on operating an illicit drugs line when one narcotics specialist inquired about it. According to Orwell Prize-winning writer Max Dolly, the AI began babbling about illicit organizations in under 12 hours. The virtual assistant was initially a little reserved. Although it provided Dolly with a full paragraph on making crack cocaine, it was less forthcoming in its responses to questions like, how do people produce meth? But after a few of reloads and some creative question framing, Dolly received a ton of advice on how to become the next Walter White. Although ChatGPT drew the line when he asked how to dominate the criminal underworld, it gave him advice on how to successfully smuggle cocaine into Europe. Later, they even got into a discussion regarding the ethics of drug use and the drug war being waged by the US government. 1. Writing essays for college students. The use of ChatGPT by college students has been the subject of some of the most heated debates. Teachers are concerned that an increasing number of students are employing an AI system to create their essays for them. Also, there are worries that as chatbots become more sophisticated, it may be harder to recognize their distinctive features. At Furman University, philosophy professor Darren Hick discovered one student who had utilized the AI tool. He assured reporters that it was a well-written essay word for word, but felt uneasy when he realized that none of the information made any sense at all. The biggest warning sign was very well written wrong. Chatbot plagiarism is a relatively recent problem in academics and is challenging to demonstrate. AI detectors are not yet developed enough to function with absolute precision. As a result, it is nearly impossible to establish a misdemeanor if a student does not admit to utilizing AI. They present a statistical estimate of how probable the text is to be AI generated, so it leaves us in a tough position if our regulations are established so that we have to have definitive and irrefutable proof that the essay is a fake, remarked Christopher Bartle of Appalachian State University. There is a 5% possibility that the essay wasn't artificially made even if there is a 95% likelihood that it was.